everyone, and welcome to another very beautiful chess game of Paul Morphy. And this chess game is also one of the most famous chess games of Paul Morphy ever. And in this game, Paul Morphy has the white pieces, and his opponent is one of his rivals in the first American Chess Congress, Louis Paulsen. And this game was played in New York in 1857. Paul Morphy starts the game with playing e4, c5, Sicilian defense, d4, c takes on d4, knight to f3, e6, knight takes on d4, bishop to c5, and Paul Morphy played knight to b3, attacking the bishop, bishop to b6, knight to c3, knight to e7, bishop to f4, and Paulsen castled. Paul Morphy played bishop to d6, f5. Paulsen wants to open the f-file for activating his rook, but Paul Morphy played e5, and Paul Morphy has a monster bishop, a6, bishop to e2, knight b to c6, and also Paul Morphy castled. Rook to f7, king to h1, f4, knight to e4, knight to f5, bishop to h5, attacking the rook, so g6, blocking the bishop. Paul Morphy played bishop to g4, knight to g7, queen to f3, h5, bishop to h3, queen to h4, knight to f6, that's check, king to h8, queen to e4, attacking the pawn on g6, so defending with the queen. Paul Morphy played g3, f3, knight to d2. Paul Morphy is offering his knight for free, and also Paul Morphy is attacking on f3. And how to defend? And if black captures the knight with the queen, that would be a horrible blunder for black. So queen takes on g6, threatening checkmate on h7, and also attacking the rook on f7. And there is no sensible defense in this position. So Paulsen played bishop to d8, knight takes on f3, attacking the queen, queen to h6, saving the queen, rook to g1, bishop takes, knight e takes on f6, attacking the knight, knight to e8, attacking the bishop, and also attacking on f6. So Paul Morphy played bishop to f4, attacking the queen. And this is the key moment of the game. And in this position, black is suffering very badly. So let's say if queen to f8, saving the queen, then queen takes on g6. If queen to h7, that's even worse. Then knight to g5, forking the queen and the rook. So Louis Paulsen captures the pawn with the knight. Knight takes on f6. So if bishop takes queen, knight takes queen. And this is the key moment of the game. And can you guess the next move of Paul Morphy? What is the most accurate move in this position? And most definitely, once again, as always, Paul Morphy played the most accurate move. So can you guess the next move of Paul Morphy? Well, Paul Morphy played queen takes knight on c6. Very beautiful move by Paul Morphy. So if b takes on c6, bishop takes queen. Also knight to g8 is not working. So it looks like black is attacking the bishop and also attacking the knight with the rook, but simply defending bishop to f4. So this is a hopeless position for black, and white is a piece up, and black is losing. Actually, black can resign in this position. Paulsen captures the bishop. Queen takes on f4. So now if saving the queen, it's about equal. But once again, Paul Morphy played the best move, and he played queen takes bishop, that's check. What else? Rook takes queen, and then Paul Morphy captures the queen with the g-pawn. And Paul Morphy is a piece up. But Paulsen didn't resign, and he played rook takes on c2. Paul Morphy played rook from a to c1, rook takes on f2. Ambitious moves by Louis Paulsen. Paul Morphy played rook to c8, check, blocking with the knight, knight to e5, attacking the rook. And in this position, if rook takes the pawn, then knight takes on g6 and forking the king and the rook. So we have rook to g7, knight takes on g6, that's check, king to h7, knight to f8, check, king to h6, knight takes on d7. Paulsen captures the knight with the rook. Paul Morphy captures the knight. Rook c takes on g8. Rook takes on f4. Bishop takes on e6. And Paul Morphy is easily winning in this position. But Paulsen played rook to e7, and then he realized that he is getting checkmated because Paul Morphy has forced checkmate in 4 moves, and Paul Morphy announced this forced checkmate. That's why Paulsen resigned in this position. And let me demonstrate the possible continuation. Rook from 8 to g6, that's check, king to h7, bishop to g8, king to h8, rook to h6, only defense, and rook takes rook, that's checkmate. And this is the only possible continuation. After rook to e7, Paulsen resigned, and this chess game was one of the immortal games of Paul Morphy in his career and in the resources. This chess game is one of the most famous chess games of Paul Morphy ever, and his opponent, on the flip side, Louis Paulsen, was one of the strongest chess masters for his time. But Paul Morphy made Louis Paulsen look like an ordinary player. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.